Coming up, the Bayterak project will open the way for Kazakhstan to the club of world spacefaring nations. Stay tuned for details. Housing prices in Kazakhstan are rising by leaps and bounds again. More on that soon. How people will learn the Latin script and what nuances should be considered when switching to it, the relevant ministry spokesperson explains. Stay tuned. For the first time in a while, Kazakhstan registered less than 1,000 coronavirus cases in the past day. North Kazakhstan region again recorded the highest single-day tally. 135 people were infected with COVID-19 there, plus 133 caught the infection in Pavlodar region. Nur-Sultan city and Qaraganda region took the third place. Since the beginning of the pandemic, a total of 950,539 coronavirus cases have been confirmed in the country. Today, the red zone in terms of the COVID-19 spread includes Kostanay, Pavlodar and North Kazakhstan regions. The situation is slightly better in the cities of Almaty and Nur-Sultan as well as Qaraganda region. All other regions are in the safe green zone. Meanwhile, the immunization of the population is well underway in the country. According to the Kazakh Health Ministry, 7,702,738 people have received both components of vaccine. Ukraine intends to strengthen measures to combat fraudsters who sell fake vaccine passports. Every 10th resident of Kiev has this fictitious document, and that's a conservative estimate. The situation in the country is getting worse. More than 25,000 people have been infected with the virus in recent days. The country's health ministry is sounding the alarm, saying that 93% of those hospitalized in serious condition have not been vaccinated against coronavirus. Nearly 1,000 people died from COVID-19 in the last day.
Хотів би подякувати народним депутатам України.
According to the law, the production of a forged document of preventive vaccination against especially dangerous diseases and its use is punishable by a fine from 17,000 to 34,000 hryvnias or imprisonment for up to 2 years.
Кримінальна відповідальність.
South Korea is set to increase the number of high-speed trains. This will significantly reduce the amount of harmful substances in the air, the country's Ministry of Land, Infrastructure and Transportation reported. These trains run at a speed of 300 km per hour and can carry about 400 passengers at one time. Also, solar panels are planned to be installed on the railway sections. Thus, Korean railways will use electricity instead of diesel fuel by 2030. In another 20 years, it is planned to replace high-speed trains with hydrogen-powered trains. In wagon depots and stations, we will generate 32 million kilowatt-hours of electricity per year using solar panels. This energy will be available for 10,000 households. The effect of reducing greenhouse gas emissions is the same as planting more than 2 million pine trees annually. A drone controlled with your mind. A British company developed a new technology for drone. The quadcopter itself takes off, rotates and lands, and the person working with a laptop controls its actions with his or her mind. In the meantime, a special sensor reads the signals and gives a command to the drone. According to the project author, the innovation can be applied not only to drones, but also in other areas.
So this device is all about providing control of other devices that the soldier might carry. So there's multiple places where we think this technology can be applied, perhaps in, I don't know, driving or commanding unmanned ground vehicles or unmanned naval vessels, maybe in a nuclear power station, all those kind of things.
Kazakhstan can become one of the world's space powers. This will be facilitated by the Bayterak project that will open the way for Kazakhstan to this club. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said this in his article in the newspaper Российская газета. Speaking about cooperation between the two states, he noted that especially important joint projects are of strategic significance for both countries. In the field of exploration of near-Earth space, the matter concerned the creation of the national space program Bayterak. According to the plan, the Soyuz-5 Russian medium-class carrier rocket will be launched from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in 2023. The work in this direction will contribute to the new science-intensive clusters in the country, with a concomitant cumulative effect on the economy and social field. Sergei Lavrov noted in his article Russia and Kazakhstan Cooperation Without Borders. In 2018, Kazakhstan and Russia signed a protocol on amending the agreement between the governments on the creation of the Bayteria complex at Baikonur. This document defines the responsibilities of the parties to the project, termination of lease and transfer to the Kazakh side of the ground space infrastructure facilities of the Zenit M complex for modernization. Housing prices in Kazakhstan went up. Not only the purchase of square meters, but also their rent became more expensive. According to the Bureau of National Statistics, by the end of October this year, the cost of primary housing rose by almost 2% and secondary housing by 1.2%. Rental charges for dwellings also rose in price by 0.9% over the months. As the Bureau reported, on average, 1 square meter of primary housing in Kazakhstan is estimated at 352,654 tenge and secondary housing at 279,216 tenge. Meanwhile, rental housing will cost an average of 1,888 tenge per square meter. The Development Bank of Kazakhstan turns 20 years old. Over the years, the country's financial institute financed hundreds of projects in various sectors of the economy, ranging from metallurgy and mechanical engineering to energy and the building materials manufacturing. Ikaton Plus is one of the successful examples of cooperation with Jibek. The plant was the bank's borrower from 2003 to 2012. Thanks to a loan from Jibek, Ikaton Plus had a successful start in the building materials market.
Этот завод был построен в 2004 году в Видео, как раз с помощью кредита Банка развития Казахстана.
This plant was built and put into operation in 2004. This was achieved through a loan from Jibek, which was then our main creditor. At that time, Jibek was the first of the state banks to believe in us. For many years now, we have been working above the design capacity, producing 220,000 cubic meters. This is 110% of the estimated capacity. I will tell you that over the years, 2 million square meters of housing have actually been built using our materials.
Я вам скажу, что за эти годы фактически 2 миллиона тонн, 2 миллиона квадратных метров жилья построено из нашего материала.
High strength and resistance to fire, moisture and frost. Due to these qualities, the materials are in demand. In addition to the plant in the capital of Kazakhstan, there is another one in Aktobe. In addition, there was a launch of a plant in Kandagash town this year. A plant in Uzbekistan will be put into operation in early 2022. Ikaton Plus is well known across Kazakhstan thanks to branches in Atyrau and Turkestan.
Здесь весь процесс автоматизированный.
The process here is automated. The operator controls the operation of the equipment through these two computers. That's according to the formula, the supply of raw materials, its quantity and denomination are controlled. The enterprises are equipped with high-tech German equipment, provide permanent jobs to about 700 people, and significantly contribute to the development of the country's construction industry. The transition to the Latin alphabet is not just a change of letters, but a serious reform of the state language, said Adilbek Kabayev, chairperson of the Language Policy Committee of the Kazakh Ministry of Education and Science. Presently, the opinions of Kazakhs on this matter differ. Many have unfounded misconceptions and fears. Kabayev recalled that Kazakhstan had already used the Latin-based alphabet in the last century, and to be more precise, the country is not switching, but returning to it.
Латын әліпби дегенде жұрттар тіпті латын тіліне көшіп кететін сияқты қабылдап жүр. Шын мәнінде латын әліпби деген
Many people confuse things, saying that with the transition to Latin script, we seem to be switching to the Latin language. According to history, the Latin alphabet was already in the annals of our country. For 10 years, the Kazakh alphabet was based on the Latin alphabet. You don't have to be afraid about that. The Latin alphabet already exists everywhere. For example, you just take a look at the license plates. Now everything is in Latin. Whether it is a plane ticket or a train ticket, it's all in Latin-based style.
Оның бәрі латын әліпбиінде. Сіз мәселен жаңағы пойызға билет алдыңыз, оның бәрі латын әліпбиінде.
According to experts, during the transition of Kazakhstan to Latin script, individual specialists will be trained to teach citizens a new alphabet.
Барлық елдері өздерінің әліпби бекітілгеннен кейінгі жылда біз ең бірінші мәселе бұны орфоэпиялық, орфографиялық, басқа да жаңағы қажетті сөздіктер шығарылады.
First of all, in the first year after the adoption of the new alphabet, it is necessary to release updated orthographic and spelling dictionaries. In addition, we have gathered special tutors from all over the country. They have undergone special training and we have already prepared their lists. They will be teaching our citizens. They come in groups and receive training and then they will train local residents.
Олар легімен келіп, осында білім алып, содан кейін барып, жергілікті жерлерде ары қарай жаңағы халықты латын әліпбиіне оқытады.
In the entire history of humankind, not only Kazakhstan has undergone language reforms where the alphabet is going to be updated for the first time. In the US, it was changed 5 times, in France twice, and in Russia 4 times. At present, only 4% of people in the world use the Cyrillic alphabet, while more than 70% use the Latin-based alphabet. An exhibition entitled The New Me opened in Nur-Sultan. It is a joint exhibition of 2 young artists, Samal Jarimbetova and Indira Shugubayeva. The topic of women's transformation and transition to a new phase is the key idea of the project. According to the organizers, the busy world, everyday life, family and work do not stop the artists from creating beautiful paintings and thus express their worldview.
Готовилась к этому своему дебюту всю свою сознательную жизнь, наверное, я очень долго к этому шла.
I've been preparing for this debut my entire adult life. I've been working very hard to get here. The exhibition is mainly intended for a female audience, from a little girl to a grandmother. We wanted to show that women are real power. A woman can combine many different feelings, a storm of emotions. She can transform, she can rebel, recreate herself. She can be trampled, but she will rise again like a phoenix.
Восстать, воссоздать себя. Прям может, ее можно прям растоптать, и она опять как феникс встанет.
Выставка о душевной, тонкой, женской смиренности в этом.
This exhibition is about subtle spiritual humility in this chaotic world. It reflects a lot of emotions like attraction, solitude, and very deep flashy feelings. Basically, it is about a delicate balance.
Уединение, очень глубокие, кричащие чувства, но в основном это говорится о трепетании баланса.
The exhibition will run in the Kazakh capital until November 22nd. The premiere of the feature documentary Kazakh History of the Golden Man took place in the US as part of the 2021 Asian World Film Festival. The film is based on an interview by Hollywood producer Oliver Stone with the first president of Kazakhstan, Nur-Sultan Nazarbayev. In it, he shared his memories of the collapse of the Soviet Union, the establishment of Kazakhstan's independence, and the construction of a new capital.
Удержать внимание зрителя, говоря с ним о серьезных политических.
It is very difficult to keep the viewers' attention while talking to them about serious political and geopolitical issues that require knowledge of history, sociology, culture, and economics. I mean, it's very difficult to make a film that will hold the viewers' attention. This time, first of all, the narrator himself is good. He is a born storyteller. Secondly, the interviewer is not some no-name. He is actually the best interviewer who has interviewed more than 40 presidents. He is a man who can rise to the level of the first president of Kazakhstan in the scope of his thoughts in different spheres.
Мысли, да? В тех же местах, где уже находится Елбасы.
According to the filmmaker, the project Kazakh History of the Golden Man is one of the most successful in his filmography, and the interest from US viewers is the best confirmation of that. Viewers especially praised the music for the film. It was specially composed by Italian film composer Carlo Siliotto. I admire Kazakh traditional instruments. Your culture made a great impression on me. Such Kazakh musical instruments as dombra, kobыз, kolkobız have a unique sound. No other instrument produces such sounds. When I first heard the orchestra playing these instruments, I immediately fell in love with this kind of music. The feature documentary has already premiered in China and Europe. According to the film director, a television version of the 8-hour film will soon be presented to the public.